The young cub looked up at the alpha with wide eyes. They said humans are weak, he whispered, his voice trembling. But she takes it better than us. The alpha's ears twitched. He had heard tales of humans, fragile creatures who could barely survive one day in the wild. But this human girl standing on the rocky terrain of their planet was different. She was small, thin, and seemingly unarmed, yet she moved with a calm confidence that made the alpha uneasy. The wind blew hard across the jagged cliffs, carrying the scent of strange plants and the distant roar of predators. The cub shivered. Alpha, she survived the fall. No alien could do that. Indeed, moment ago, the human had stumbled from the edge of a high cliff after an explosion of rocks. She had hit the ground hard, yet she had rolled, stood up, and brushed off dirt as if nothing had happened. Her dark eyes shone with determination, and her short hair, messy from the fall, did not hide the faint scratches on her face. The alpha growled low in his throat, the sound vibrating through the rocks. "Bring her here," he commanded, his voice firm. The pack circled around the girl, their eyes glowing in the dim light of the setting sun. The youngest cub stayed close to the alpha, never taking his eyes off her. The girl looked around. She did not speak. She did not fear. She only observed every movement of the alien pack. The flick of ears, the twitch of tails, the shift of claws, she noticed. Her breathing was steady, even as the sharp claws of the alien scraped the stone near her. "Why is she not afraid?" the cub muttered. "No human survives this long without fear." The alpha stepped forward, his massive form towering over her. "Human, speak," he demanded. "Why are you here on our land?" The girl's voice was soft but firm. I was lost," she said. "I didn't mean to come here." "Lost?" The alpha's eyes narrowed. "On a planet where only the strongest survive?" The cub whispered, almost to himself, "She doesn't just survive, she endures. Every hit, every fall, she stand again." The alpha's gaze shifted back to her. "Show me," he said, almost as if testing her. Before anyone could react, a huge rock rolled down the cliff toward her. The pack froze. No alien could dodge a rock that size without injury. Yet she stepped aside calmly, her eyes never leaving the alpha. The cub gasped. "I told you," he muttered. The alpha's tail flicked angrily. "Interesting," he said. "Very interesting." The girl did not flinch. She crouched low, scanning the jagged rocks around her. Suddenly, a pack of wild predators emerged from the shadows, their teeth sharp, their eyes glowing in the dark. They circled her like hungry wolves. The alpha growled, signaling his pack to attack. The humans were supposed to be weak, defenseless, but she was not. Using quick movements, she dodged the predators, knocking one over with a sharp kick, tripping another with a swift sweep of her leg. The cub's jaw dropped. She fights differently, not like us." One of the older wolves lunged at her. The girl grabbed a fallen branch and held it like a weapon, deflecting the attack. Another predator charged. She rolled under it, barely missing sharp claws, and sprang to her feet. Her movements were fluid, almost like a dance, and each predator that tried to touch her left bruised or stunned. "Alpha, she is not human," the cub whispered, awe in his voice. "She is more." The alpha studied her silently. Every move she made defied everything he knew about strength. She was small, fragile by alien standards, yet she endured every attack. Her eyes burned with courage. Her body moved with precision, and her spirit was unbreakable. Finally, the predators fled, unwilling to fight a creature they could not understand. The pack stood in silence, staring at the girl. Even the youngest cub could not look away. The girl bent down, catching her breath, and looked around. Her gaze met the alpha's. She did not bow. She did not beg. She only nodded slightly, as if acknowledging him in the challenge he represented. The alpha's ears twitched again. "Perhaps," he said slowly, "we have underestimated humans." The cub ran forward, almost tripping in excitement. "Alpha, she takes it better than us. She survives everything." The alpha's eyes softened for a brief moment as he regarded the girl. "Yes," he said quietly, "but we will see how far she can go." Above them, The sky darkened. Storm clouds gathered, and the wind howled through the cliffs. Yet the girl stood tall, unafraid. She had survived the fall. She had survived the predators. And now, she had survived the first test of the alien pack. The cub looked up at her once more. "I think she might be the strongest one here," he whispered. The alpha growled low, almost in agreement. "We will see," he said, a spark of curiosity and caution in his eyes. "We will see." And with that, the first chapter of their encounter ended, but the real challenge had only just begun. The young cub watched the human girl closely. "Alpha, look at her," he whispered, his voice full of wonder. She survived the fall. The predators, now what can she do?" The alpha's amber eyes narrowed. "We will test her," he said quietly. "If humans are as strong as she seems, she must prove it." The pack led the girl to a large open ground, surrounded by jagged rocks and dead trees. This was a place where new members or intruders were tested. Every alien who entered had to face the trials of strength, endurance, and survival. Many had failed. Many had not returned. The cub shivered. "Alpha, she doesn't look ready," he said nervously. "She's small." The alpha's tail flicked. "Size is nothing," he growled. "Strength is not just muscle. Endurance, courage, cunning, we will see if she has them." The girl looked at the ground. She didn't speak, didn't plead, didn't hesitate. She only nodded slightly, as if accepting the challenge before her. The alpha stepped forward. "First challenge," he said, "is the hunt of the shadow beasts. You must catch them and survive." The cub's eyes widened. Shadow beasts were night predators, fast and deadly. They could smell fear and strike without warning. No alien weaker than the strongest could survive this trial. The pack stepped back, giving her space. The ground shook slightly as the shadow beasts emerged from the darkness, their eyes glowing like molten fire. The girl crouched low, her senses alert, her body ready. The first beast lunged. She sidestepped with ease, grabbed a nearby rock, and swung it, not to kill, but to block the beast's path. The second beast came from behind. She rolled forward, dodging its claws, and kicked it hard enough to stagger it. The cub gasped. She thinks faster than them." The alpha growled low, almost impressed. He had expected her to run, to hide, to fail. But she was different. She used her mind as much as her body. She anticipated attacks, studied the beasts, and moved with speed and precision no alien had ever seen. The beasts attacked together, circling her like a storm. She ducked under one's swipe, jumped over another's leap, and slammed a branch between two others, knocking them back. Her breath remained steady. Not once did she panic. The cub whispered to himself, "Humans, they are not weak. They endure everything." The alpha's eyes gleamed. "Endurance, yes. But courage, does she have it?" A massive shadow beast, the largest of the pack, lunged at her from the side. Its claws were sharp, its teeth ready to tear. She barely had time to react. She rolled to the side, letting it crash into a tree. Then, with a swift kick, she sent it staggering backward. The pack watched silently. This human was impossible. Every alien in the field knew that only the strongest of them could survive the hunt. Yet she stood unbroken, unafraid, and in control. The cub could hardly breathe. "Alpha, look at her hands. She's not even hurt." The alpha growled again, slowly, almost in respect. "She is strong and clever. She fights not with brute force, but with mind and body together." The shadow beasts, sensing they could not overpower her, began to retreat into the shadows. The girl remained standing, her chest rising and falling steadily, her eyes scanning for any remaining threat. She had survived the first challenge. The cub ran forward, almost tripping in excitement. "Alpha, she did it. She survived the hunt. No alien could do this alone." The alpha stepped forward and sniffed the air around her. "Yes," he said quietly. "She is different, stronger than any human I have ever seen, perhaps stronger than some of us." The girl looked at the cub and the alpha. She did not smile. She did not boast. She only nodded slightly, acknowledging their respect without words. The alpha's tail flicked again. "There will be more challenges," he said. Much harder. Tests that even the strongest of aliens fail. Are you ready for them, human? The girl's eyes met his. Calm, steady, unafraid. I will try, she said simply. The cub whispered, full of awe, try? Alpha, she doesn't just try, she survives everything, even things stronger than us. The alpha looked at her closely. We will see. The next challenge is the trial of the rocks. It will test your body, your endurance, and your courage all at the same time. The cub shivered. Alpha, she's human. How can she survive that? The alpha's eyes gleamed with a mix of curiosity and caution. That we will find out. And so, the human girl prepared herself. The ground shook beneath the jagged cliffs. The wind howled louder, and the shadows of the alien pack loomed over her. The first challenge was over, but the real tests were only beginning. The cub looked up at her one more time. I think she might survive them all, he whispered, almost afraid of hope. The alpha's growl rumbled like distant thunder. Perhaps, but only time will tell. The young cub shivered as he looked at the dark path ahead. Alpha, why would anyone go there? He asked nervously. The alpha's amber eyes glinted. That is the forbidden zone, he said slowly. No alien dares to enter. The ground shifts without warning. Predators hide everywhere. Many have gone and none have returned. The cub looked at the human girl. She stood at the edge of the zone, calm and steady. She isn't afraid, the cub whispered. No human could be this brave. The alpha growled low. Bravery is not enough. She would need strength, endurance, and cunning to survive. The girl took a deep breath and stepped forward. Her boots crunched on the sharp stones as she entered the zone. Shadows moved like living things around her. Strange noises echoed to the jagged cliffs. Snarls, whispers, and something she could not see. The cub whispered. Alpha, look at her. She moves like she knows the danger already. Indeed, she did. Every step was careful but confident. She paused before unstable rocks, feeling vibrations beneath her feet. She avoided holes and crevices that could trap a creature twice her size. Her eyes darted constantly, observing the dark shapes moving in the shadows. Suddenly, a massive creature lunged from above, a shadow viper, long and fast, with eyes like molten gold. The pack had warned her about these. Many aliens had been bitten and never recovered. Without hesitation, she rolled to the side, narrowly avoiding its strike. She grabbed a loose branch and used it to knock the creature off balance. Then, with a quick kick, she sent it slithering back into the darkness. The cub gasped. She doesn't even flinch. No alien could do that, let alone a human. The alpha watched silently, his ears twitching. She is remarkable, he murmured. Perhaps more than we expected. The girl continued, moving deeper into forbidden zone. The ground shifted beneath her feet, stones falling into hidden pits. Strange, glowing plants glared at her from the shadows, releasing spores that could paralyze any alien. Yet she pushed forward, carefully stepping only where the ground seemed solid. Then, a shadow larger than any predator appeared, a massive, clawed beast with eyes that burned like fire. It roared, shaking the ground and sending stones tumbling. The cub froze. Alpha, she can't, she's human. But the girl did not falter. She ducked low, rolled under its claw, and scrambled up a jagged rock. The beast lunged again, but she leapt over it, landing lightly on the ground behind it. Then, with swift movements, she swung a fallen log, knocking it back just enough to escape. The alpha's growl rumbled. Her movements, clever, precise, not just strength but strategy. She adapts faster than most aliens. The cub could hardly believe his eyes. Alpha, she's not just brave, she's smart, faster than any of us. The girl paused, her chest rising and falling steadily. Her eyes scanned the zone, catching subtle movements that even the aliens might have missed. She crouched low, moving like a shadow herself, silently avoiding predators, traps, and falling debris. Suddenly, she heard a low hiss. From the shadows, a group of shadow stalkers emerged, fast, silent, deadly. They surrounded her. The cub's heart raced. Alpha, she's trapped. But she was not afraid. She took a deep breath and moved carefully. One by one, she used the environment, rocks, fallen branches, shadows, to confuse them. She leapt, rolled, and dodged, never striking unless necessary. Each stalker tried to touch her, but she remained untouchable, surviving every attack. The alpha's tail flicked slowly. She is not just strong, she is different. She uses her mind, her instincts, and survives. Finally, the shadow stalkers retreated, unwilling to continue the fight. The girl stood in the middle of the clearing, breathing evenly unharmed. The cub ran to her, eyes wide with admiration. You survived Forbidden Zone. No alien could do that. The girl looked at him and smiled faintly. It's not just strength, she said. It's focus and knowing when to move. The alpha emerged from the shadows, his eyes studying her. You survived, and with cunning, he said quietly. Most aliens would have failed. You are different from any human I have ever known. The cub whispered in awe. Alpha, she might be the strongest here, stronger than us. The alpha growled softly. Perhaps, but the real test is still ahead. Many dangers await, and the challenges will only grow harder. The girl looked up at the cliffs above, determination in her eyes. She had survived the Forbidden Zone, outsmarted predators, and endured dangers that would have killed the strongest alien. Yet she knew this was only the beginning. The cub's voice trembled with excitement. Alpha, I think she can survive anything. She's amazing. The alpha's eyes softened slightly, but there was caution in his voice. We shall see. The trials are far from over. But yes, she is extraordinary. And so, the human girl moved forward, deeper into the unknown, unafraid, focused, and ready. The Forbidden Zone was just a start, and the real adventure had only begun. The pack gathered around the human girl as the shadows of the Forbidden Zone faded behind her. The cub's eyes were wide with admiration. Alpha, she survived everything. She's stronger than we thought. The alpha's amber eyes scanned the group. Strength is one thing, he said slowly. But trust is another. Can we trust her? Can she survive when we're not there? The cub whispered. Alpha, she saved herself before and she helped us too. Humans, they are different. She might be the only one who can help the pack survive what's coming. The alpha growled low, his ears twitching. Perhaps, but we cannot ignore caution. She is not one of us. She may have her own plans. The girl stood silently, listening, her eyes calm. She knew the aliens were judging her, questioning her motives, her loyalty, her very existence. She didn't defend herself. She only nodded slightly, showing willingness to earn their trust. Suddenly, a sharp alarm cry echoed across the cliffs. The cub's fur bristled. Predators! From the rival pack, he shouted. The ground trembled as creatures, bigger, faster, and more vicious than the shadow stalkers, approached from all sides. The alpha growled. This is your first real test. Trust is earned in action, not words. Protect yourselves and the pack. The girl did not hesitate. She leapt into action, moving among the alien pack with agility and precision. She blocked attacks on the predators, redirected strikes, and shielded the cub from harm. Her movements were fluid, calculated, and fearless. The cub could hardly believe his eyes. Alpha, she's human and she's saving us all. No alien could move like that. The alpha studied her carefully. He had expected courage, maybe even some cleverness. But what he saw went beyond what he imagined. She fought with instinct that combined strength, speed, and intelligence. She wasn't just surviving. She was leading, protecting, and strategizing at the same time. One of the rival predators lunged directly at the cub. The human girl intercepted it with a swift kick, sending it tumbling into the rocks. She grabbed the cub's paw, pulling him out of danger. Stay close, she said quietly. Trust your instincts. The cub's heart raced. Alpha, she's teaching me. She's helping me survive. The alpha's tail flicked thoughtfully. Trust, yes, but will she follow the pack's rules? Or will she only protect herself? Another predator attacked. The girl rolled under it, swung a fallen branch, and knocked it off balance. Then she moved toward a third predator, using its momentum against it. Every action was calculated, every move precise. The cub whispered, awestruck, Alpha, she thinks faster than all of us. She survives, she protects, she teaches, she's incredible. The alpha growled low. Yes, but strength alone does not earn trust. Let's see if she will follow our rules when the pack faces betrayal. At that moment, one of the alien pack members froze. His eyes darted nervously toward the shadows. The cub noticed it immediately. Alpha, he's hiding something. He's helping the rivals. The alpha's growl turned sharp. A traitor, he said, and this is your chance, human. Protect the pack, and prove that trust is not just in words, but in action. The girl's eyes hardened. She moved swiftly, intercepting the betrayer before he could strike. She grabbed his arm, twisting it, forcing him to drop a hidden weapon meant for the cub. The traitor hissed, retreating into the shadows, unwilling to fight her directly. The cub stared in disbelief. She stopped him. Alpha, she protected us all, even from one of our own. The alpha's tail flicked slowly. Indeed, she does not just survive, she protects, even when the danger comes from within. That is trust earned in action. The rival predators, seeing their plan fail, began to retreat. The girl stood among the pack, breathing steadily and scathed, eyes sharp. She had protected the cub, thwarted the traitor, and proven herself worthy, at least for now. The cub ran to her, almost tripping in excitement. You saved the pack. You are amazing. The girl looked down at him and smiled faintly. It's not just me, she said. It's about paying attention, protecting those who can't defend themselves, and making smart choices. The alpha stepped forward, his amber eyes meeting hers. You have proven something today, he said quietly. Humans are not weak, and perhaps you are stronger than some of us thought. But the trials are far from over. The cub whispered, almost afraid to hope. Alpha, I think she can survive anything now. She's more than a human, she's extraordinary. The alpha growled softly. Perhaps, but the path ahead will test not just strength, but loyalty, courage, and cunning. Let us see if she can truly earn the pack's trust. The girl stood tall, unafraid, focused, ready for whatever challenge came next. The first real test of trust was complete, but greater dangers awaited, and the pack would need her more than ever. The cub's voice trembled with excitement. Alpha, she's amazing, stronger than any alien, even stronger than us all. The alpha's growl rumbled in agreement, tinged with curiosity and caution. We shall see. The next challenge is the hidden trials, and it will test her mind, body, and heart like nothing she has faced before. And so, the human girl prepared herself, calm and determined. The real trials were only beginning, and the pack would soon learn that humans were far more capable than anyone had imagined. The pack watched the human girl carefully as she stepped into the clearing. The cub's eyes were wide with wonder. Alpha, she survived the Forbidden Zone. She survived the hunt. What now? What more can she do? The alpha's amber eyes narrowed. Strength alone is not enough. There are powers she has yet to show, abilities hidden beneath her human form. Let us see what she truly possesses. The girl stood tall, calm and steady. She had sensed something unusual during her fights, an inner energy, a sharp focus, and reflexes far beyond normal humans. The cub noticed it too. Alpha, she reacts before danger even happens. It's like she can see it coming. The alpha growled low. Yes, that is what I want to understand. Humans, can they truly possess such instincts? Suddenly, the ground trembled. From the shadows emerged the next challenge. An enormous predator, unlike any they had faced. Its claws were longer than a grown alien's arms, and its glowing eyes pierced the darkness. The pack froze, but the girl did not. The predator lunged at her. She dodged effortlessly, her movements precise and calculated. But this time, her reflexes were sharper than before. She anticipated every strike, moving almost before the predator could attack. Each dodge, each roll, each kick was perfectly timed. The cub gasped. Alpha, she predicts it. She knows where it will strike before it does. The alpha stepped closer, studying her carefully. This is no ordinary human, he murmured. There is something extraordinary in her. Her instincts, her endurance, her focus, all beyond any alien I have known. The predator roared and charged again. This time, the girl reached out her hand, and with a swift, fluid motion, she grabbed a falling branch and swung it like a lever, using the predator's momentum to send it crashing into the rocks. It scrambled to regain balance, but she was already moving, striking with calculated precision. The cub could hardly believe his eyes. Alpha, she's not just surviving, she's controlling the fight. Humans, can they really be like this? The alpha's tail flicked thoughtfully. Perhaps, but there's more. Watch closely. Observe her resolve, her hidden power. The girl paused, breathing evenly, her dark eyes scanning the shadows. The predators advanced again, faster, sharper, more dangerous. Yet she remained calm. Then, almost imperceptibly, her body tensed, her senses sharpened, and her reactions became faster than ever. A predator lunged from the left. She sidestepped. Another came from above. She rolled under it. A third attacked from behind. She ducked, grabbed a rock, and threw it with deadly accuracy. Every movement was instinctive, yet intelligent, precise, and efficient. The cub whispered in awe. Alpha, she's like the pack, but faster, stronger, smarter, she's incredible. The alpha growled softly. Yes, she fights like no human should, but not like an alien either. There is something hidden within her, a power we do not understand. She adapts, anticipates, survives against impossible odds. Suddenly, the ground shook violently. From the darkness, a massive predator, larger than any alien, its body armored with thick scales, charged at the girl. Its roar echoed like thunder. The cub froze, terrified. Alpha, she can't survive that. No one can. But the girl did not hesitate. Her body moved with speed and precision. But now something changed. As the massive predator lunged, she seemed to anticipate not only its strike, but the strike after that. She dodged, rolled, and struck with timing that was almost unnatural. The predator lunged again. She caught its claw, twisted, and used its momentum to throw it into a boulder. The creature roared, stunned, as if it could not comprehend what was happening. The cub's jaw dropped. Alpha, she controls the impossible. How is she even human? The alpha's eyes glowed with a mixture of awe and caution. Her power, it is hidden, latent, instinctive, yet controlled. Humans may be weak. Most are, but she is extraordinary. Perhaps the strongest being I have ever seen. The predators, seeing that they could not overpower her, retreated into the shadows. The girl stood in the clearing, breathing calmly, eyes sharp, body unscathed. She had survived impossible odds and revealed a hidden power that stunned even the alpha. The cub ran forward, almost tripping in excitement. Alpha, she's amazing. No one, no alien, no human, could do what she just did. The alpha's tail flicked slowly. Yes, but this is only the beginning. Hidden powers are dangerous, and those who possess them are tested the most. The next trials will challenge not only strength, but loyalty, courage, and the mind itself. The girl looked at him, calm and focused, ready for whatever challenge awaited. She had revealed a hidden power within herself, one that could surprise even the most experienced alien warriors. The cub whispered, full of awe, Alpha, she is not just a human. She is something more. She can survive anything. I know it. The alpha's growl rumbled in agreement, tinged with caution and curiosity. Perhaps, but her true test is still ahead. And when it comes, we will see if her power is enough to protect the pack and herself. And so, the human girl stood in the clearing, unafraid, focused, and ready. Her hidden powers have been revealed. But the trials to come would test her in ways no one had yet imagined. The pack had just recovered from the chaos of the hidden powers trial. The cub ran in circles, excitement and fear battling inside him. Alpha, she's stronger than anything we've ever seen. She can survive anything. The alpha's amber eyes were sharp. Yes, but strength alone is not enough. Loyalty, trust, even the strongest can fall when betrayal strikes. The cub looked confused. Betrayal? From who? Not her, right? The alpha's tail flicked slowly. Watch carefully. Even the closest can turn against you. As if on cue, a shadow moved through the pack. One of the older aliens, a warrior who had been with the Alpha for years, hesitated near the edge of the cliffs. His eyes darted to the cub and then to the human girl. In a sudden motion, he lunged toward the human, carrying a hidden weapon meant to trap her. The cub gasped. Alphaes is betraying us. The Alpha growled, stepping forward. A traitor, and this is her test. Watch closely. The human girl's dark eyes met the betrayer's. Calm and unafraid, she assessed the situation. Without hesitation, she dodged the initial strike, rolled under the attack, and twisted the alien's arm, forcing him to drop the weapon. She held him at bay with nothing but her agility and strength, her eyes never leaving his. The cub could hardly breathe. She stopped him. She's protecting us all, even from one of our own. The betrayer hissed and scrambled back into the shadows, realizing he could not overpower her. The Alpha's growl rumbled low. She does not just survive. She protects, even against betrayal. That is loyalty earned in action, not words. The cub ran to the girl, nearly tripping in excitement. You saved the pack. You're amazing. The human girl nodded faintly. It's not about me, she said. It's about paying attention, protecting those who can't protect themselves, and acting when it matters. The Alpha observed silently. The betrayal had revealed cracks in the pack's trust, but the human girl had shown courage, loyalty, and intelligence far beyond what he expected from a human. Even the cub looked at her with newfound respect. From the shadows, the rival predators were watching. Their plan had partially failed because of her, yet the betrayer's retreat hinted at greater dangers ahead. The Alpha's tail flicked thoughtfully. The rival pack will return, he said, and they will be stronger, more cunning. This human, she may be the key to our survival. The cub whispered, full of awe. Alpha, she's not just strong, she's brave, clever, and she fights for us. No alien, no human, could do what she does. The Alpha's growl softened, tinged with respect. Perhaps, but betrayal will not stop here. Those who wish to see the pack fall will try again, and the trials ahead will test not just strength, but heart, mind, and loyalty. The human girl stood tall, breathing steadily, unafraid. She had faced betrayal, protected the cub, and saved the pack from disaster. Yet she knew the challenge was far from over. The world around them was full of predators, enemies, and hidden threats. Survival depended not only on strength, but on quick thinking, courage, and trust earned through action. The cub ran to her side again. You're incredible. I've never seen anyone fight like this. She smiled faintly. You will see more, she said quietly. The world is full of challenges, and survival means being ready for everything. The Alpha's eyes glimmered with a mixture of caution and curiosity. Yes, and the next trials will demand everything from her. Strength, loyalty, intelligence, even courage beyond measure. If she survives them, she may change everything we know about humans. The cub's voice trembled with excitement. Alpha, I think she can survive anything, betrayals, enemies, even impossible. She's extraordinary. The Alpha growled softly, almost in agreement. Perhaps, but the path ahead will be harder. The next challenge, the ultimate test, will determine if her powers, her courage, and her loyalty are enough to survive the most dangerous trials of all. The human girl looked up at the darkening sky, determination in her eyes. She had faced betrayal, outsmarted enemies, and protected the pack. But she knew the hardest challenge was yet to come. The rivals, the predators, and even hidden forces within the pack would test her limits like never before. The cub whispered once more, awe in his voice. Alpha, she's not just a human, she's something more. She can survive anything. I know it. The Alpha's growl rumbled in agreement, tinged with caution. Yes, but the true test is still ahead. And when it comes, we will see if she is strong enough to protect the pack and herself. And so, the human girl stood in the clearing, calm, focused, and ready. The betrayal had tested her courage, but the ultimate challenges were yet to come. The pack would need her more than ever, and she would prepare to face whatever awaited. The sun had begun to set, casting long shadows across the jagged cliffs. The cub shivered as he looked at the human girl. Alpha, this is the hardest trial yet. Even the strongest alien might not survive it. The Alpha's amber eyes glinted. Yes, the ultimate test will challenge everything, body, mind, and heart. Only those who are truly extraordinary can survive it. The human girl stood tall, her dark eyes calm and focused. She had faced impossible odds, survived betrayals, and revealed hidden powers. But now, the challenge ahead was different. It would test not only her strength and cunning, but her endurance, her courage, and her ability to make impossible decisions. The Alpha stepped forward. This is the trial of the elements. You will face dangers from all directions: fire, stone, wind, water, and predators. You must survive each, using strength, intelligence, and courage. Fail, and you will not leave this place. The cub's fur bristled. Alpha, she's human. How can she survive all of that? The Alpha's tail flicked slowly. She is no ordinary human. Watch closely. Suddenly, the ground trembled as fire erupted from hidden vents, flames shooting high into the air. The girl dodged quickly, rolling between rocks to avoid the heat. She felt the ground beneath her shake as stones tumbled and sharp cliffs threatened to collapse. She leapt and climbed with precision, her senses sharper than ever. A gust of wind slammed against her, nearly throwing her off balance. She crouched low, letting the wind pass, her body steady, movements instinctive. The cub gasped. Alpha, she's like a shadow. Nothing can stop her. Next came the predators, fast, vicious creatures from the rival pack, moving like living shadows across the cliffs. The girl did not hesitate. She used the terrain to her advantage, dodging attacks, tripping enemies with precise movements, and redirecting their momentum against them. Her dark eyes scanned constantly, calculating, predicting, surviving. The cub whispered, almost afraid to hope, Alpha, she's controlling everything. She can survive anything. The Alpha growled softly. Yes, but the final part is the hardest. The trial of the heart. She must face danger while protecting others and make choices no ordinary being could endure. Suddenly, the cub was in danger. A massive predator leapt toward him. The girl moved without thinking. She intercepted the creature, using her agility to shield him. She dodged claws, rolled under teeth, and struck with precision, sending the predator staggering backward. The cub's eyes widened. Alpha, she's protecting me, even at risk to herself. The Alpha's eyes softened slightly. This is true courage, strength combined with heart. Humans are weak. Most are. But she is extraordinary. She survives, protects, and endures beyond anything we know. The final challenge emerged, a massive stone creature, moving like a living wall. It stomped toward her, cracking the earth, sending smaller predators scattering. The girl didn't flinch. She leapt over its massive feet, rolled under swinging arms, and found an opening. Using her instincts and quick thinking, she triggered a rockfall that pinned the creature temporarily. The cub's voice trembled with awe. Alpha, she impossible. No one, no alien, could do that. The Alpha's tail flicked slowly. Perhaps, but this is the ultimate test. Strength, mind, and heart, all tested at once. She must endure it to prove herself truly extraordinary. The girl moved calmly, yet every muscle in her body worked at peak precision. She dodged fire, fell rocks, gusts of wind, predators, and the massive stone creature, all while protecting the cub and assisting other pack members trapped by the chaos. Her endurance, courage, and intelligence shone brighter than ever. Finally, the elements calmed. The predators retreated, and the stone creature collapsed from a rockfall. The girl stood in the middle of the clearing, unscathed, breathing evenly, her dark eyes calm and alert. She had survived the ultimate test. The cub ran forward, nearly tripping in excitement. Alpha, she did it. She survived everything. She's more than anyone thought possible. The Alpha stepped closer, his amber eyes studying her. Yes, she has proven herself. Humans are not weak. Some are extraordinary. She has survived every challenge, revealed hidden powers, protected the pack, and endured impossible trials. She is one of the strongest beings I have ever known. The cub whispered, awe in his voice, Alpha, she's not just human, she's incredible. She can survive anything. The girl looked at them both, calm and focused. The trials are over for now, she said softly. But the world, the dangers, they never end. Survival always demands courage, heart, and focus. The Alpha growled low, a mixture of respect and caution. Yes, and we will need you more than ever. Your trials have proven your strength, but greater challenges are ahead, and the pack will rely on you. The cub's eyes shone with excitement. Alpha, she's amazing, stronger than anyone, stronger than us all. The human girl nodded slightly, prepared for whatever came next. The ultimate test was over, but the real adventure and the greatest dangers were yet to come. The sun dipped below the jagged cliffs, casting long shadows across the clearing. The cub looked at the human girl, awe and admiration shining in his eyes. Alpha, I told you, humans are stronger than us. She survived everything. The Alpha's amber eyes studied her carefully. Yes, he growled slowly. She has proven herself. Strength, courage, cunning, loyalty, she is all. The trials are complete. She has earned respect and a place among the pack. The cub ran forward, nearly tripping in excitement. You're part of the pack now. You survived the hunt, the forbidden zone, betrayals, hidden powers, and the ultimate test. You're amazing. The girl looked down at him and smiled faintly. It's not just me, she said. It's about working together, protecting each other, and never giving up. The Alpha stepped forward, his massive form towering over her. He lowered his head slightly in a gesture of respect. The first time he had done so with any outsider. You are no ordinary human, he said. You are stronger than many of us. You fight, survive, and protect beyond anything we expected. You have earned the pack's trust, and your place here is permanent. The cub cheered, his tail wagging like a flag in the wind. I knew it. I knew she was special. Alpha, she's incredible. Other members of the pack began to gather around. Some were cautious, others curious, but all could see the truth. The human girl had survived impossible trials, faced betrayals, revealed hidden powers, and endured every danger with courage and intelligence. Respect flowed silently through the group. The girl knelt slightly, touching the ground with her hand. She did not boast. She did not demand praise. She only acknowledged the pack and the trust she had earned. The cub ran to her side. You're one of us now, he whispered. A sudden hush fell over the clearing. The Alpha's ears twitched. Even with all the trials completed, there was still something in the air, a hint of danger, a whisper of mysteries yet to come. The human girl sensed it too. Her eyes, dark and sharp, scanned the shadows beyond the cliffs. The cub noticed her gaze. Alpha, she sees something we can't? The Alpha growled low. Perhaps the real challenges are not over. She is human, yet stronger than many of us. There is more to her than we understand. Her strength, her hidden powers, they hint at something beyond ordinary humans. The girl stood tall, her posture calm and ready. The world is full of dangers, she said quietly. Survival always demands courage, focus, and trust. I am ready for what comes next. The cub's eyes shone with excitement. Alpha, she's not just strong, she's extraordinary. I think she can survive anything. The Alpha's tail flicked slowly, a mixture of caution and respect. Yes, she is extraordinary, and we will need her more than ever. But now, the pack has accepted her. Respect has been earned. Strength has been proven. And perhaps humans are not as weak as we once believed. The sun disappeared completely, leaving the cliffs bathed in moonlight. The pack gathered around the human girl, protective and respectful. The cub whispered again, full of awe. She's one of us now, and I think she's the strongest being I've ever known. The Alpha nodded slowly. Yes, but there are still mysteries. She is human, but her true origin, her true abilities are unknown. That we will learn in time. The girl looked at the Alpha, the cub, and the pack. She had faced betrayals, hidden dangers, impossible trials, and enemies beyond imagination. She had revealed powers no one expected, and she had earned the trust and respect of the pack, fully and completely. Yet in the back of her mind, she knew her journey was far from over. Something beyond this world, Something hidden and dangerous awaited her. Her eyes glowed faintly in the moonlight, hinting at secrets even the alpha did not yet understand. The cub whispered softly, almost to himself, "Alpha, she's human, but she's more than that. She can survive anything, and maybe she will change everything." The alpha's growl rumbled softly in agreement. Yes, she has earned respect. But the future, the real challenges, are still ahead. And when they come, she will be ready. The human girl stood among the pack, calm, strong, and ready. She had survived impossible trials, revealed hidden powers, faced betrayal, and earned respect. The cub's voice echoed her achievement. She's incredible, stronger than anyone, even stronger than us all. And as the moonlight bathed the cliffs and the pack gathered around her, a quiet truth settled over everyone. Humans were not weak. And she, the extraordinary human girl, was just the beginning. The story of her courage, strength, and hidden powers had only just begun, leaving the pack, the cub, and even the alpha in awe, and the promise of adventures yet to come.